Hello, hello YouTube. I haven't been out in a while. Just been busy doing some things. What brought me to the bench today is CTspeedshop, I think it is. Had asked us modelers a question: what got us back into the hobby? And I guess his question was, he knows some of us life becomes more important than tinkering with plastic. And I guess he wanted to know was the what was the string that brought you back to your ball of yarn to say, cat. You'll watch your cat play with the little string for hours, and next thing you know, he won't even touch it or look at it, and then you turn your head again, and he's back there playing with the string. So for me, CT, I started when I was 5 years old on my dad's lap, and what I would do is try to see what he was doing at first. I mean, I didn't even know what he was messing with. I was just interested. Being a kid that couldn't sit still, I was a very nosy little kid. I'll keep it short. I was a brat. So my dad showed me this hobby. I enjoyed the hobby. He'd bought me a few kits. He'd give me some of his old kits. He even let me loose. I believe it was like 1980. He gave me the Chevy van kit from MPC and a tube of glue, and I think I used the whole tube of glue just on the window. So that's a lot of living and learning as I come up. But for me, no matter how spoiled life turns, it's not always peaches and roses for some of us, whether it be bad family times, bad friendship times, bad work times, money times. My hobby has always been my comfort. Don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink alcohol. Don't really run around and party per se. When I was younger, I would go and hang out with friends, and when things got to the point to where I couldn't handle them, I came home and build it. I didn't feel like it was my place to sit there and watch people get trashed, or it wasn't my spot to tell them not to be doing something that I wasn't partaking in. So I'd go home and I'd stay up 2-3 o'clock in the morning building these. I guess it latched me on to something that my father had shared with me, my love for cars and the beauty of taking the same kit. Like right here's a Maverick. I built this probably in 97, 98. The detail is really fair. It lacks all kinds of the stuff, and it's got poor quality from what I was used to, what you guys are used to seeing me now. But this right here, Maverick's one of my favorite cars, and it's one of my survivors. And I used elastic for radiator hoses and drag carburetors, and just throwing pieces on there. You can see I just glued pieces of plastic for traction bars. I was trying to detail, but not really in my niche yet. I really didn't start coming around until, I'm gonna say, maybe about the year 2000. I stepped up from rattle cans and started using a real spray gun and real automotive clear. To keep it in short, I've been building 35 years. There's a lot of things have changed and come and gone, but one thing that I love about this hobby, here is the Johan Maverick kit. I didn't want the hood scoop that came on the factory kit for this car. So as a child, or younger man I should say, I cut it off, not very clean, and I added a hood scoop. I just got these two Mavericks in on a trade from, I think it's AM 73 grand off of Model Cars, Model Cars Magazine's forums, and somebody's already tried to work on the hood on that one. And then you can see the Steve Zimmerman wheels that I have, the two on the back. They're both two different sets. For me, no matter what this hobby is about, for others, for me, it's I can create things I love. I can build stuff I could never afford. And I can build the same kit over and over. This car here was built, like I said, in '97. I used the MPC. I used MPC wheels from a Torino kit. I used the Revell tires from, a monogram tire from one of their Street Machine sets. You know, I just, for a car that had no detail on the chassis, I added an exhaust. This is even in 1997. I even used a different front end. I can create anything in plastic. I can have 3 of the same cars, but not end up with 3 of the same finishes. My truck I'm working on for the Fast Jimmy 71 tribute build. You know, this started off as a snap together Datsun from Monogram pickup truck, and you know, here it is. It's hinged up, and you know, I'm working. I still got a lot to do, but it's all hinged up now. It's got, you know, the big motor, the big power plant in it. You can just do whatever in plastic, and that's the beauty. I love cars. I tinker with cars all the time. Just the beauty of being able to create something that wasn't meant to be. You know, just, it goes on and on. You guys seen my lowriders, you guys seen my videos, you know what kind of stuff I build. And in plastic, there's no limitations other than one's imagination and I have to say it, but one's pocketbook. We're bound by our limitations of what we can spend, or what we, you know, what we may be able to purchase or make ourselves. You know, there's a lot of us custom builders out there to make a lot of our own parts, and you know, these are just little quick pieces. Like you'll see, there's a few 64 GTOs right now I've seen on YouTube or on Facebook or on model cars forums. It's just, we all can go to the same store, we all can pick up the exact same kit, pay the exact same price, but it's your imagination that makes it your own. And with my imagination and the things that I deal with in my day-to-day life, the hobby is what's kept me in the hobby. I'm not bound by anything. I can take 100 pieces sitting in an empty box, you know, and then create something that when people walk by, they're like, man, that is so cool, you know. And there's other things that, like, you know, my Mustang van that I've butchered up and put together. You know, you'll never see another one of these unless somebody else had the same envision, you know, that I had. I don't know, I think it's Bill Stillwagon. His is just beautiful, and I commented on his. I told him that I liked his idea, that I was going to try to build it. He told me he wouldn't go as detailed as me. He likes to build curbside stuff. My difference from his was my door line is different. My cabin ain't as far forward as his. I used a different type of Mustang, different hood. You know, I changed the tail lights. I added a hood on the inside, and you know, I made it at the mid-engine, you know. And it doesn't matter what '09 Mustang is going to be on the table. I'm pretty much going to only have the only one like this. The stuff that, you know, the Fast Jimmy 71, he shows us a lot. I'm trying to, you know, case in point, Dr. Cranky, he can build you a Willys convertible, which I've never ever seen in my life, and make it all rusty and make it, I'm going to call a beater or jalopy, and then he can build 2 more dragsters right next to him, and they are immaculate. All 3 the same kits, but all 3 different. You know, you're endless on this hobby, in my opinion. The challenges that you guys throw out there, the 48-hour challenges, the out-of-box challenges, the zombie stuff. I mean, I don't partake in a lot of them on camera, but in my head, you guys keep me motivated to build. So, I mean, that's the answer to my question, CT, is the hobby itself keeps me in the hobby. Now, I get flat spots. I come down here, get bored, or get, you know, I'm gonna say overwhelmed. Like, I get new plastic, and I got these Zimmerman wheels, and you search and you try to find, oh man, what can I put those on, man, what will those look good on? Before you know it, you end up with a mess like this. It's just, your whole table's filed up with everything. And to be able to do this is my addiction. It's just the way I'd rather spend my day than sleeping or drinking a bottle until I passed out, or sitting dumbfounded for no reason. I can create stuff, and man, I love the hobby. I love cutting up stuff. I love creating stuff, and I love sharing. So with that, guys, this is Mini Dreams, and I'm done.